Look at that opening. Isn't that charming? I already love this game. See, but here's the thing. Evoland is less of a game and more of a nostalgic ride through your childhood. It's a fast travel through the history of the genre and all forms of the subgenre. If you're like me and grew up on action-adventure RPGs, this will be some familiar territory. Now when I say it's less of a game, I don't mean that it's any less playable. What I mean is that you won't go through this title to see how it ends or because you care about the characters. You'll pick up this game because it reminds you of what life was like when you were a child. Simple, with a nice slow pace. And you'll stay for the hilarious commentary and references to titles that formed the genre decades ago. But I'll come back to that. The evolutions of the game come in the form of chests. Each chest will unlock something like NPCs, sound effects, or 16-color display. The game evolves like the genre evolved, based around these chest unlocks. At one point, I began to grow increasingly angry at the fact that I kept dying in one hit, and then I realized that I hadn't unlocked hearts yet. There's another point early on in the two-dimensional state of the game, where a dimensional stone blocks your path. Upon unlocking the third dimension, you see that the stone is in fact flat as you simply walk over it. I very much enjoy the creativity that was put into this game. At first, Evoland plays a lot like classic Zelda, scrolling from area to area, engaging with enemies in real time. And then the overworld is unlocked. There is a nod to Final Fantasy in the form of turn-based combat being introduced. Later on, you'll be grinding and hacking your way through mobs Diablo style. A small drawback I have with this game is that, like the genre and the age it pays tribute to, it can be at times mercilessly difficult. That, and I feel like the fights are way too frequent in the overworld. This becomes a problem for me because, for one, I've got a lot of shit to do. I already gave you my digital dollars, I don't want to spend time grinding out stats to progress. I'm being whiny, yes, and the unforgiving difficulty may just be in my case, but I want to run through this for the nostalgia, not for a sense of accomplishment. This is a game honoring more challenging games, but it's 2013. Shit just isn't that hard anymore. Except for Japanese games. Now to my list of awesome spoiler-free references. Who does this guy look like? This guy, right here. The main character's default name is Clink. Clink! And who does that first companion remind you of? Monsters that don't have a whole lot to do with RPGs. Look at that sword! Seem familiar? Because it's named Claude's Sword. Load screens when you reach PS1 caliber graphics, which made me laugh because there's no disc. And kids that don't stop running. So to summarize, Evoland has hilarious, witty commentary that will carry you throughout the entire game, a very interesting chest evolution system that makes it easy to show you how the genre progressed. It's satirical and self-referential. It has simplistic elegance in sound design and music, though very tedious and frequent battles, and I found it to be a little too difficult. With only minor flaws, Evoland is well worth its $10 price point. For all the love and care it shows for the genre that helped craft a medium, Evoland gets a strong 8 out of 10. Alright ladies and gentlemen, this was our first review in a long time. If you liked it, be sure to give us a thumbs up. If not, tell us why. We'd love to make our content better and get it out to you guys on a regular basis. I appreciate the view. This has been the Tyrant with RomoPack Gaming. Evoland is less of a game and more of a blah blah blah. Here we go, we're already starting with this shit.